now I tell you why I started focusing more back on net 30s, and why it may become a little more prevalent, excuse me, for a lot of people that have bad credit. That's the thing about it. um you want to see here, I can talk while I walk around and stuff like that. But what it is that because the banks are taking on a lot of defaults and stuff, and because of that, they're starting to reevaluate people um, getting business lines of credit and business loans. Like with credit cards, it's still stated income and stuff like that. So that's not hard. But when you're trying to get like loans, lines of credit, you best believe you better start preparing that file, okay? Especially as a brand new business with bad credit. So some of the lenders or net 30s that I would tell you to get, don't waste your time and money. Like with Granger, Seed and Uline, those used to be the popular, the one and dones. But the problem with those is now they want you to buy like multiple times, right? So you have to buy, and then you probably won't see that trade line almost for like 90 days. So like Granger, Seed and Uline, those trade lines, it just takes so long. Now here's something that a guy was asking me about, like the name. A lot of your trade lines, they don't have names attached to them. You won't see the name, all right? It'll tell you whether it's a financial trade line or a regular trade line, but it's not going to tell you the name. And I think a lot of people are getting confused when they like, well, the trade line didn't show up. And it's because they're looking for the name. What you actually are looking for, you have more or less looking for the dollar amount, right? So that's the reason why it's more focused on the dollar amount. Now, here's something that can really screw up your file. Remember, I was in a previous video, I was telling you guys about virtual offices, okay? And I'm not against virtual offices. I always tell you guys, just be careful. And the reason you want to be careful with a virtual office is because somebody before you, they actually use that address, okay? And they may have gotten credit. They may have gotten like credit cards, loans and stuff like that. And so like when you come along, you say, hey, I want to use this at virtual office address. Because that address is attached to default credit and stuff like that, sometimes the bank may not approve you. So that's the thing about it. You're like, Dad, why did I get turned down or whatever? And it may be because of your virtual office. Now, one place that you definitely can check to see what's going on with your file is LexisNexis. Most people are not even aware that LexisNexis also keeps your business information. We're familiar with Experian Business, Equifax Business, Dun & Bradstreet, right? Small Business Financial Exchange. But a lot of people don't realize that LexisNexis also keeps your business information as well. So that address, name of the company, all of those things can play a factor into you not getting qualified for a loan or a credit card or something of that nature, okay? So I just wanted to share that. Now, going back to the net 30s, if I was going for a net 30 and I have bad credit, my easiest net 30s that I probably would want to get is probably your, I always tell you about NAV, okay? And so NAV, of course, reports to Experian and Equifax, right? Now, here's the thing about it with NAV that people don't know, or many people are not aware of. They do give you your personal credit file score as well, right? But remember, that's a Vantage score. And so with a Vantage score, you would have to go to lenders that use a Vantage score. They give you your TransUnion and your Experian. Vantage Score. So where do you go for those when you're trying to get business funding? The good part about it with a Vantage Score, if you have a 680, 690 Vantage Score, you can get some good funding. All right. And I'm going to tell you some of the banks you want to go to before we talk about some of the other lenders and that. But here's the thing about it. With your Vantage Score, because you're able to use your like your rental payment, your rental history payment on the credit file, you're able to use your subscriptions on the credit file. If you have a few authorized users on the credit file, right? So those type of trade lines on the credit file, that's what boosts up your Vantage Score. Okay, so the banks that you want to go to, that I tell people about, is like Veridian. Like Veridian Bank is a non-geo restricted bank, meaning that anybody can join them through the Habitat of Humanity, right, to get business funding. Now, here's the thing about it. Excuse me. Here's the thing about it that you all need to know about Veridian. They will do a Skype call with you to verify who you are. Okay, so just keep that in mind. They use TransUnion Vantage Score 3. All right, they're very good. They're very generous. Anybody can join through the Habitat of Humanity, but they will do a Skype call with you. Now, another one is I would talk about is BCU, Baxter Credit Union, right? And so the reason I talk about Baxter Credit Union again, because it's a Vantage 3 TransUnion. So why am I telling you about those banks? Because a lot of people, they would sign up with NAV and they would see their credit score and it's a Vantage Score, but they don't know the banks. So now you know a few banks you can actually go to with that Vantage 3. All right, that is non-geo restricted. All right, so that's the reason that I was telling you about those. Now, again, with NAV, the thing about it, they give you that unsecured charge card, right? Meaning that you can have bad credit, no security deposit, all right? And so you use the charge card, but here's the challenge that most people end up. They will not get qualified for the card and they won't even use the card. And yes, it is a charge card, so that means that just like a American Express charge card, if you use it, then you're gonna have a billing the next month and you are gonna have to pay it in full, right? So that's how that charge card account operates. But because you get the card plus you get the account for signing up for their monitoring, now you have two trade lines that are reporting on your credit file. So that's the reason why. So you're building up your business credit, plus you're building up the financial credit of it as well with the credit card. So that's the one that you can use. Now, if you have revenue in the business, then at least $2,500 or more in the business, then you also can add on fair figure, okay, which gives you a net 30 as well. Plus, they give you a loan, right? So they're like NAV. So with NAV and fair figure, they both give you your business credit report and they give you your personal credit report. But again, the difference with NAV and fair figure when it comes to the credit reports is that they actually will give you a loan, a unsecured loan, if you have a revenue of at least $2,500. I'll put a link below for them also. So right now, that would give you 4 trade lines, right? Now remember, you have bad credit, but again, you may have made some revenue in the business, you know. So signing up for those 2 is great. You have a BCC Supplies, right? They report to Experian. They state that when you sign up with them, you should be seeing a trade line up to $5,000 on your file, on your Experian file. Now, your Experian file, like I always tell you guys, your Experian file is always more important than your Dun and Bradstreet file. It's more important than you having 100 Paydex score. Okay, you're gonna have 100 Paydex score, and you still may not get any funding, because it's with a lot of financial institutions. They're not focused on your Paydex score. They're focused on what's in your Experian business credit file, your small business financial exchange file, your Experian, your Equifax business credit file, okay? And what's on your LexisNexis, okay? So, and like I said, with LexisNexis, they're looking at not the trade lines, but they're looking to see if the information is accurate, all right? There's another one, small business. It's from FICO. It's the small business FICO score. Okay, so that one also will help you determine if you're going to get funding or not. All right, so there's a lot of players in the game when it comes to getting funding. Now, some of your other net 30s that are easier to get, like I said, you have Crown Office Supplies, right? That reports to Experian, Equifax, and Dun and Bradstreet. Now, here's the thing about it with Crown Office Supplies, people don't know. They're backed by Dun and Bradstreet, okay? Them as well as Shirtsy. They are backed by Dun and Bradstreet, all right? And both of them report to Experian Business, Equifax Business, and Dun and Bradstreet. Now, here's the thing, like I was saying, that a lot of people, what they will do, they would probably sign up for the system. They won't buy products. They won't utilize the system, or they'll try to do the one and done. These companies have caught on to that. So that one and done stuff, that's going away. It's pretty much going away. They want you to be a subscriber, have a subscription base where you done purchase from them at least twice before they even report. So that means that when you get into these subscription-based type of companies and stuff, you have to wait about 60, it used to be 45 to 60 days. Now it's 60 to 90 days before that trade line shows up. But there's a faster way that you can consider building up the credit file as well. As a matter of fact, I always tell you, you want to start with choosing the right bank, okay? Because all banks aren't the same. And so for a lot of people, they are not aware of this. So when they go to their community banks, when they go to like their credit unions like Navy Federal and stuff, even though those community banks and those credit unions, they will give you funding with no revenue, but you have to have at least a 680 credit score or higher. Now, the challenge with that, if you have accounts, look at those golf courses. Sorry about that. I want to show you guys. So you get a lot of people at nighttime riding around in the golf carts and stuff like that, having a good time. You know, back up in there, you have like upper close to the mountains, bigger swimming pools and all that stuff, jacuzzis and stuff like that you can go up and hang out at. So I'll take you guys around there as well, so you can check it out. But I'm in Escondido, about 30 minutes outside of San Diego. So we do come down here at least about twice a year. Yeah. And it's just for family to get away and relax and stuff like that, you know. But I like it. I really like it. But going back to talking about building up the business credit file, besides the net 30s, then choosing the right banks and stuff like that. So that's the reason that you guys hear me tell you you should consider opening up like a Chase account or maybe a Citibank or Capital One, because they report most of your business transactions to the main business credit bureaus, okay? And so, which is Experian, Equifax, Small Business Financial Exchange, and then that information is picked up with Dun and Bradstreet, all right? So that's the thing about it with them that a lot of people are not aware of, that you should have about 3 banks, especially if you're trying to position yourself for a lot of funding. That's the reason you see guys say, I can help you get $150,000, $500,000 in funding and stuff, because they're going to be going to your tier type of banks and stuff like that. So they may not hit your tier 1 banks, right? And so we always talk about the tier 1 banks, which is like American Express, Bank of America, Chase, Citibank. Those are your tier 1 banks. So they will skip those and they will go to your tier 2 banks and things of that nature, and which we'll talk about that in another video. And for those of you that did not sign up to get access to the free video series that I released talking about business funding regardless of your credit from A to Z, then you should type Houston in the comments, and I'll send you that video. I'll send you the link where you can get access to those videos and everything. And then if you need to schedule or want to schedule a one-on-one consultation, then you can schedule a one-on-one consultation as well. All right. So it's getting late, and I'm pretty sure my wife is probably wondering where did I wander off to, but she don't realize I'm right in front of the house. So right in front of our room, basically. But nonetheless, I appreciate you guys supporting me, and I hope that this video helps you. Again, if you have questions, make sure you put it in the comments, schedule one-on-one, and if you want the free video series, type Houston below and I'll send it over to you. Thanks.